Hello everybody, welcome back to Far From Alone. As you can see, I'm in my usual place, standing proud on the front of my ship, heading for home over there. And to answer the first question you're going to have, yes, we are still drifting and apparently falling off sideways. Yeah, it's not nearly as bad, but as you can see, just a little bit every now and then, just need to correct it, which is kind of annoying. And I will start off by saying thank you very much for all the comments, lots and lots of comments, which is really nice to see. I'll get into all of this in a minute, but I just wanted to address a couple of things. Clyde Johnson actually now a previous video mentioned that apparently I'm very quiet and sounds like I'm talking to myself, which of course I am. However, I apologise if this my recordings come across as so quiet. I have got the gain turned up fairly significantly on this episode, and I would really appreciate you viewers giving me some feedback on how you find the volume. When I upload a video, I often test by playing back the YouTube. Obviously I have the original, so I play it back off YouTube compared to normal videos I would watch. And in my experience, the volume is maybe a little quieter, but not much, so pretty much the same volume. So I'd be interested to know if the rest of you viewers feel the same way. Am I too quiet? Do I need to significantly boost things? Please let me know. It's all information that helps me, and I can't find it out any other way. So yeah, leave a comment below. Anyhow, I've been a little bit busy. I've built out the back end, as you can see. Made a couple of changes because I wanted to try and incorporate the solar panels and sort of put them as part of the bodywork as opposed to just, you know, sticking out on their own. And I think I've achieved that, and I've done it in a way where I could put a layer of glass on the outside of them. So obviously they are on this block. I could put a layer of glass on the outside, which would give them some kind of protection at least. They are just flat to the top. Obviously that's the length they are, and that's the middle row of the ship there, so I couldn't kind of hide them any further than that. But as the ship grows, maybe we'll increase the height anyway. And in order to accomplish that, I haven't done the bottom, as you can see, but I've had to extend the slope. So if I come this side, you can see that's where the slope was. We can get the sun out of the way, there we go. So I've had to extend it. I think it was 4 blocks further forward, quite significant extension. Might actually be more than 4. Where are we from there? It's oops, no, let's not wave. Let's get one of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it is more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks forwards. So quite significant. Obviously the plan in the end is to do the same on this side and maybe in the middle as well, and that'll give us a whole heck of a lot more space in the lower floor. And speaking of the lower floor, I'm going to put my lights on. So we're on the upper floor here. Obviously there's certain things I can't remove, like that block holds the thruster in place. The floor is here, the upper floor, kind of stood on it there, and then I've chiseled away inside back to the black blocks, which didn't really give me a whole lot of space. I was kind of expecting more. But now that I've extended, or will be extending, this black area forwards, of course these blocks can come out, and if we're pushing this whole front forwards as well, that's going to significantly give some space. Right, just as a catch-up before I get into that, on the last episode, after we'd finally managed to get rid of our pursuer, there was a mayday very close to me. And I either already have, or I will put up a little box just to show you. It was just another hydrogen tanker, and I didn't bother. Ooh, that's close. I didn't bother rescuing any hydrogen off it because our rescue tank is still full. What I've done is I've switched this one on, so we're actually using this hydrogen, and then the 2 tanks in the ship itself. which is this one is on stockpile, and the one downstairs, if I can get out of here, the one downstairs also is on stockpile. So that seemed logical, just to use that one, and then when that's empty we've got the others to use, and then we can use that one to go and siphon off some more. Right, still catching you up on what I've done. So the gunship here, I've stolen one of the thrusters. I mean, I don't think it needs 4 anyway. I think 2 would be more than enough, but I haven't done anything else with it. But the reason I did it is obviously we were a thruster short. I had 3 spares, 2 on each side, and I've now upped it to 4. As you can see, 4 on each side, so that meant I had to steal one of the thrusters. So that explains that. Right, the next thing, you'll notice this bright red turret controller. And I've moved the helm here because it makes more sense than having to go all the way back there to do it. Now, originally, as mentioned in the last episode, I was going to stick a thing out of the top here for a decoy. And I did try that, but there just wasn't enough room. Simply because I've put the batteries there. And I did try and put it in here, punched a hole through into the bottom floor, but you can't push a rotor past the batteries. It just won't have it. It needs more space than that. So I had to abandon that idea. And I do apologise to Mr. Wellington. You can't really beat a good idea, and Mr. Wellington's construction of what he called his licorice allsort is indubitably the best solution for the decoy. Now, I've deliberately not tried to copy his. I did try and think of numerous ways in which I could do this without it coming out like the one he had. So I'm sorry, Mr. Wellington, but it ends up much the same as yours. I have put this spare block on the front here. I figured it might attract a stray shot, and keep the timer safe. It's unlikely because the thing will probably be being chased anyway. But I had the position, and I thought if I do need to add anything to it, maybe event controllers or something, it gives me a space to do that. Other than that, it's much the same as you've seen before. So we have a merge block and a timer, 2 timers, small battery, thruster. I'm hoping to get away without a gyro, but again, if I need to put a gyro on, then I have a spare position to do that. We'll have to see how that works. So projector obviously just allows the welder to build us a new one, should we use this one. And if we wanted to fire it off, we just simply come to the helm here, and then I can connect to the turret controller, which is that one. That gives me a view, and I can extend it like so, and we can aim it accordingly. So there's a mayday over there. Yeah, so this gives me the middle, and obviously I want to make sure I'm vertically downwards, so push down as far as I can, and then I can retract it like so. So if I don't need it, then that's all good, and if I do want to fire it, I just simply press the number 9 button, and that should work. Notice I say should, because I haven't actually tested it yet. So that'll be interesting to see. Right, so I think you're pretty much caught up. Lots of comments on the drifting, and as you saw in the last episode, I've tried everything I can to stop the drift. This is the remaining bit of the hydrogen tanker that I grabbed. I think, as far as I remember, this is 50% full. So I thought I might as well just leave it there for now. but inevitably it's just going to get ground down. But there's nothing in the cargo there. We're just tugging it along because we can. So we are indeed under 25,000 kilometers away, and still making slow progress in the right direction. And today what I want to try and do is to copy the what I've started on this side, obviously without the solar panels, and sort of try and tidy it up a little bit and work out what I want to do on the bottom here. Now, I do obviously have the opportunity to put another set of solar panels in there. Maybe obviously not as far forwards as that. In fact, I think realistically we can only get 3 solar panels down there. But 3 might improve things, especially later on if we go, well, we'll have to go into jump drives, so we're going to need significant amounts of, recharging. But I don't need that necessarily at the moment, so at the moment what we need to do is to try to match what I've done on the other side. And as you can see by the turret, I did decide in the end to bring it out another step. Can't put a turret in there now because I've dropped it a block. So it was up there and it's now down next to the ion thruster. So that's going to have to be moved. I think I'm actually just trying to remember how I did that now because it was a few days ago. Let me copy the settings for that. And then we need to switch off the conveyor so it doesn't grab more ammo. Take its ammo and take that off. And I think I changed that. Oh, I'm going to have to go check now. So, how did I do that? So, we left that one as it is, and then I've got... That's a curved conveyor down from the top. Okay. That kind of makes sense. We can get out of here again. Yeah, I think it was just 2 curved conveyors. Sorry, just reminding myself. Okay, let's go back to our black and dirty. And then curved. Is that right? That's right. So that one was that way, and then that one was that way. And then I left this yellow. I'm not absolutely sure why I left this yellow. I think it just kind of matches the rest of the design. So we'll paste that back in there. Again, I could be using the better welder, but I don't actually like to use it because if I do have to zip off to sort something out, don't really want to lose the really good grinder that I've got. Right, okay, so this needs changing now. I think it was all of these. Yeah, so kind of went straight out from, yeah. Back to our dirty black. I think that was right. Is that right? Yeah, we've got a bigger one in there, so need to take those off. So that's there, and then we've got this thing in here. I think that's... Ooh, that doesn't look right, does it? Ah, okay. I've got two in there, so that should actually be in there. Oh, that's a nuisance. Yeah, okay. They messed that up. Alright, let's get these welded up at least. And unfortunately, we're going to have to take the gun back off again, aren't we? Oh, switch that off first.
Energy low.
Okay, so we went down and then out like that. Get that one welded up first.
Energy critical.
And one of those. And then that. We'll get some energy in a second. Oh, in fact, we will get some energies now. So yeah, I think the ship's coming along. Can't really see it on the dark side, but it's growing, which is the main thing. Not sure why those solar panels look to be different colours. I think it's just those two middle ones, isn't it? Yeah, they should all be the same. Not sure why it's showing those as being just a rendering thing, I think. Okay, right, we haven't got anything on there, no. So we want some for that, some for that, and some steel. Oh, I did paste it. Oops. Okay, that should work better now. So, I think that just carried on along there. Now, I don't really need those blocks behind it, but I think it's always a good idea, especially around hydrogen tanks, to have something that makes sense, you know, as protection. So I'm going to leave them there for now. Likewise, these blocks, and then we'll marry up the top in a minute. And I think that one, so we got 2 flat in front of the gun, and then we go to slope. So 2 flat in front of the gun. Oh, okay, so that's not. So the slope stops in line with the gun and then we bring it out. Okay. So those 2 are wrong. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, I think we're somewhere close. I'm gonna go and get the other welder because this is taking far too long. Where's that gonna be? Go to that one. Leave that one because that's kind of marking where I need to chisel out. Okay, and then the same thing goes for here for symmetry purposes. Oh, I think that one can stay there. Yeah. Okay, I think rather than boring you with all of this, the best thing to do is I'll get this side looking like the other side, and I'll bring you back once that's done, or of course if something happens meanwhile. Welcome back everybody. So we've got something over there, looks like a mayday. And I need energy anyway, so I'm just gonna come to a halt here. I haven't had any visitors, any unwelcome visitors that is. Let me just realign with home. And of course now we've stopped moving, I probably can't find it, but We know it's out there somewhere. So, just while we wait for it to flash, I'll just show you I've pretty much caught up. I think the two sides are the same or very, very similar. I need to re-add that. Ah, there we are, just to the right of the band there. Okay. Yeah, I need to add that thruster to the group, and while doing so, I want to respond to another comment and suggestion. Yes, Mr. Shinigami, is that pronounced right? The Mr. Shinigami even, suggests as a possible solution to make a group of just the backward thrusters, and leave the thrusters on but switch those off to continue moving forwards. So that's a good idea. It would involve obviously switching off hydrogen and ion. But before we do, let's just... It's hydrogen, and that's definitely hydrogen. Let's just add that thruster back into the group. And... yes, need to... It's not actually telling me which direction those thrusters are facing, which is kind of awkward. But what we can do is, I think these are all my forward facing thrusters. So if I... oh, apparently I didn't rename that one. Okay. So if I rename that one to... it always confuses me because they face forwards, but they're called back thrusters. Which I find very confusing. Of course, they push you back, so that's why that is. Right, let's rename that one, make sure that appears on all lists. And then this one is hydrogen. Hydrogen back. Copy that one, and we'll do these in preparation as well. Don't think we're too far off building those now anyway. Okay, so that's all the thrusters that face backwards, named backwards. I'm just going to sit in here for a second. So we can do a search for back. Oh, of course, here it does appear. That would have been rather handy. And let's be more specific then. Let's go for back. Okay, so I think that's on a different ship, that group. I'm not sure what that might be on my own little tug, I think. But these are definitely the ones that I've named. So let's call this the ship. Back thrusters. And we'll call them all. Okie dokie, and I've kind of run out of space on my little menu there. Because I did add the turret controller to this as well, so I have to go onto this group and where are we? Groups. Hydrogen thrusters back, the ship hydrogen thrusters, thrusters, the ship back thrusters all. There we go. Actually, let's leave a gap there. Toggle on and off. Okay, so we're all on at the moment, but yeah, we'll try that next time we take off. Right, port side and control, and if I can find it. Where are we? Can't actually identify it. So must be up here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so I can see what looks like at least 3 turrets. I think that's another turret. That's probably 4 turrets. That's quite a lot of turrets. Not sure. Those 3 are definitely turrets. I think that one there is as well. So, do we dare attempt to go and salvage some of that? I think we do, because we need rarer items and that might have them. So dampeners off, push left, slightly up, and a little bit forwards. I'll try and judge this to not get so close as to the point where it can shoot us, but we should be good up to 1 kilometer, I think, or just slightly over. Oh, and we've got a first Reaver. And even though I'm drifting away from him, he's getting closer. So I'm going to have to come to a stop. Go back to here. And he's actually annoyingly above us. So I'm actually going to have to rotate just to put him below us. And then deploy. Make sure it's fully deployed. Which way is he flying? Oh, okay, that doesn't sound good. Ah, what the heck is that? That's the ship we were apparently going to go and capture. No! Oh, you horror. He'd stopped. I thought he was going to leave us alone. Okay, I'm going to have to just drift away from him here. What the heck have we got coming in now? I did fire off my distraction, didn't I? Not sure what's going on now. Hang on, let's come out of everything. So, right, I think he's pretty dead. He's done a lot of damage to our front side there, but I think he is dead. So let's keep him in sight so that he doesn't despawn. Alright, looks like he's pretty much stationary, but that Reaver is definitely coming in. So I seem to have lost my camera. I don't know why I've lost my camera. Okay, let's retract that. Yeah, that Reaver is definitely coming in. Oh, look at the damage. Yeah, why did I lose my camera? That's very strange. I need to... I suppose we could... Okay, switch that on. Switch that on. Hopefully we'll have enough stuff to build it. And... oh, he's awfully close. So... okay, decoy. Camera, decoy, aim. Wonder why that's not putting my camera on. System turret controller. Assigned camera, none. That's very strange. Why is it taking that off? That's better. Oh. And we also need... Oops. Decoy launch. Trigger now. Kind of annoying to have to set that up every time, but there's not really a lot we can do about that, so we're going to deploy. And no, it's not that one. Where's the Reaver gone? Is that him up there? That is him up there. That's very strange. Well, I think I'm going to fire this one anyway, because I don't really want him coming after us, even though he doesn't seem interested at the moment. So that's got to get to about 2.5 kilometers. And then hopefully it'll pick him up. Yeah, he's not going after that either. Okay, let's go back into... Yeah, so we've lost the camera again. Why is it losing the camera? Turret controller. Assigned camera. Decoy aim. It's not part of the decoy, it's part of the subgrid that fires the decoy, so I don't know why it keeps losing that. Okay, you need to line it up at the front, press it down, tract, and then it should weld it because the welder's still on. I'm amazed that Reaver's not attacking us. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, so come out of that mode. Then we want decoy. Launch. Trigger now. Okay, so we are all ready to go again. And I think we actually got away quite lucky there. He obviously tried to ram us. Took that thruster out, which is kind of annoying. We lost some thruster components. But I can't believe he's just blowing by without... Maybe it's because we're stopped? That's very odd behaviour. Never seen that before. But my turrets did a very good job because wherever it's gone, has it despawned? Oh, it's there. That ship clearly lost all its weapons long before it got to hit us. I'm going to repair some of this damage without moving on purpose, because I know one of the things Reavers can be attracted to is movement, especially if you're in line of sight. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, did a bit of damage there, didn't he? That block's got to be replaced anyway, because we're going to square blocks along there, so kind of did us a favour there. So that's interesting that he didn't shoot at us, he didn't come at us, and he didn't chase the decoy. And I think it's the same. Yeah, I had to leave that block in there. Like, I put the camera on it, and I couldn't be bothered to change the camera over, so I just left that block for now. It's good enough. Alright, so these come forwards. So that's the ship down there, huh? This is where I would normally use my anchor to stop it from drifting. But unfortunately our anchor is already taken up, so I might end up just grinding that down, just so that I can grab a hold of this. Let's have a look what we're dealing with first. Okay, lots of hydrogen by the look of it. Dead guns on it. Remote control, I think we will get rid of that straight away. Oh. Heck. I can't take the chance that that's the same one that's going to ignore us. And again, he's above us. So I'm going to have to rotate. Make sure he's below us. And back to this again. So 8. Yeah, he's going slightly up, I think. So we'll give him time to get to it. Launch that, and again I've lost the camera. We should be able to follow that with the camera. So where are we? Turret, controller, assigned camera. That's very strange. Yeah, so that's going well close to him. Okay, let's nope. Yeah, he's taken the bait. It's jolly good. Okay, so push that down. Put that back up again, and let's leave that do its thing. Now, I want to try and grab what I can off this. Where's it gone? This ship. So I think I'm going to have to forego the hydrogen in here, the 50% hydrogen.
Inventory full.
Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to dump this now. Okay, let's dump this. And where's it gone? Up there. Got to try and keep my belly to the berserker so that I can stand some chance of firing off the decoy, which is going to be made more difficult if we've got a massive great ship underneath us. Also seems to be quite difficult because he's drifting into me. So we want auto lock on. Oop, lost my camera. Can't see. There we go. Now, he's going to fight us, isn't he? Yep, he's going to fight us. Okay, let's point over that way. And get the sun back on our solar panels. Oops. Too far. Here we go, just on our roof. And this time what I will do is I will accelerate. I won't put switch inertial dampeners off. I will switch off the back thrusters and we'll see if that helps. He's still closing. Decoy. Launch. I think we should be okay about there. Can't go any higher, so that'll have to do. And again, we've lost our camera. Oh, what's it doing over there? It's not supposed to be over there. I mean, it is flying away from us, but it's going in completely the wrong direction. But it's pretty messed up. So we got some ammo, nice, we got some missiles and a rocket launcher somewhere. Not sure where the rocket launcher would be. There. Pretty lucky it didn't fire those off at us. I don't want to take the chance of losing those, so I am going to build that up. It's well below the hack level anyway, so we should be okay. It's got ammo in it. Now I wonder, usually, mind you, it's allowing me to access that, so I wonder if my hacking computer has already hacked it. Yeah, hacking computer on this ship is attempting to hack the one we've just docked with. That's kind of handy to know. So I'm going to leave it do its job in the hope that we can get as much of the ammo back as possible. Let's continue what we were doing over here. Yeah, so that matches that. So from there, I didn't actually put anything behind the solar panels. So one idea I had regards power, especially once we get jump drives, is to put solar panels on this side that are completely fixed. And we know we can get maybe another 3 in there. In fact, let's do that. Then we can see how it all comes together. So we're going to have these that way round, and on that block there, that's pretty much as far as I can go, I think. Can we get away with that? It's going to be an abrupt finish to our slope. We'd have to push the whole slope even further forwards. Yeah, I don't really want to do that any further than we already have, so I think that's as far as we can go there. And then of course I'm going to have to change all the blocks along the bottom. But this is sticking out anyway, so we need to do something with that. Maybe do the same as I did up here, just kind of finish it off. Yeah, we'll come back to that. But yeah, I was going to put solar panels on this side as well, and now you say, well, what's the point in that? It doesn't get any sun. Well, no, it doesn't. But if I could hinge them from the top, we could actually unfold them to stand vertically, if that makes any sense at all. So that was what I was toying with. I haven't really thought it through yet. Certainly would be some collision going on if we're not careful. I'm going to have to think about that one. Think how we can achieve it without getting that collision involved. So for now, it's just... they're there, they might as well be doing something. Like so. And then this thing, what did we have going on here? We had 1, 2, and then we tail it off. So we got 1, 2, and then we tail it off. So that's should be the same. No, it's definitely that one, isn't it? That way, I think. Going every which way except the way I should. There we go. Is that right? No, that's not right. Yeah, it's that way, but then we've got the problem with that. So we're going to have to step that out there, and then we've got the problem with this. Always something. Alright, let's get those in to start with and see how we can tidy up the back end afterwards. Yeah, those are going to come out as well, and all the way front. All the way down there. So I'll come back to that anyway. That welded. I'm thinking that should probably be black. Right, well that one definitely doesn't fit there. We've got a very odd shape going on here. So that's what I call a 4, which is, well, that's definitely that one. And then that's that one, but it kind of sticks out. Don't think there's another block that will go in there that I'm aware of anyway. That sort of works-ish. Or we could just cheat and use one of those. But even that sticks out too far, doesn't it?
Energy low.
Well, in the absence of anything else, I think it's going to have to be that one. Because we don't have to put something in there. I mean, we could just leave it, but can't help thinking it needs something. We'll maybe revisit that, and probably when I put some more on the bottom, perhaps. We'll revisit that and see if we can tidy that up. Meanwhile, these all have to come out, and we have to try and merge the bodywork in somehow. I'm going to have to put that fire out. That's going to annoy me every time I see it. Okay, so... oh, we did... I don't want to take the thruster components, which we need for the decoys. Let's see if we can put the fire out with just these. No, is the answer. Right, okay, I'm going to take it off. We haven't got one the other side. I don't want to fit one the other side. And we did get 45 thruster components back, which will save me building more for more decoys. So I'd say that was a good bargain. Right, let's have a look here. So we've got a decoy, it's built and ready to deploy. We need to trying to think. There's no way of doing this because that timer I mean, the only other possible way of doing it would be, instead of having a timer there, to have an event controller, and the event controller could detect when the merge block is not merged. I think I'll have to check on that. So if I was to switch the merge block off, the event controller would automatically start the launch sequence. That might work. I'll have to have a try with that. I'll let you know if it works, but it would save me having to set that up all the time. But what it won't do is fix the camera issue, which I don't understand. Why does the camera, which is, I mean, it's this turret controller here, it's part of the main ship. So as we scroll down, you see it says assign camera, decoy aim. And the decoy aim camera is that one there, which albeit is on a subgrid, but it doesn't leave with this. Only the red bit that goes. So I don't understand why it keeps losing the camera when you launch that. That's very odd. But anyhow, I think this should be hacked by now. Let us check. Yes. Okay, so I'm thinking now that we, oh, mind you, these are destroyed, aren't they? It won't hack these, although it is allowing me to access them. Let's try taking this one apart. No box of ammo. Okay, and this one, that's got 5 ammo in it. Oh, it needs almost everything. Is it worth? Yeah, it is, because I can't get magnesium. I can get everything else, but I can't get magnesium. A little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Right, you can come off, and then I'm just gonna grind the whole thing down. I don't think there's likely to be any surprises in here. Oh, sorry to sort of cut you off like that, but the grinding was getting a little boring and I didn't want you to not be enjoying it. So I was wondering why I wasn't getting the oxygen, and I had a look around and found that this oxygen tank was damaged. I've repaired it now, but you can see it's empty, and that one was on stockpile. So we lost all the oxygen in that little crash bang thing that we had. I'm not quite sure why. Obviously these things took some damage, but I don't think that had taken that much damage. And we do still have some smoke and things billowing around. Yeah, so there's still a few damaged pieces which I'm still finding. I didn't think it had hit that far back, but clearly it did. So I need some steel as well. So I thought I would just bring you back and get some of this repaired. Anything else? Yeah, you too. Okay. Anything else? Still finding stuff. And the other thing was on the gunboat here. Obviously I took that thruster off because it was on fire. This one is also significantly damaged, although it's not too bad. And whatever was in there, the remote control and something else I think was in there, disappeared completely. So there's that. Just going to put the shape back into these, not going to put the grids back in them. So it's kind of a good job I said I wasn't planning on keeping that, because if I was, that would be annoying. Anywho. Yeah, so I've stopped because what I wanted to do was to steal some oxygen out of this thing. So this, as you can see, is still full. So I thought I would attempt to free this tank off in some way to be able to steal the goodies that it's got. I'm not too worried about the hydrogen, we've got loads and nowhere to store it anyway, so... But having lost that oxygen tank, I don't think it was a completely full tank. It's the one we were using, but I don't think it was completely full. Let me just... haven't got anywhere to dump the stuff conveniently. Something else we could maybe think about. Put a cargo box somewhere up the front here so I can actually just dump stuff into it. Meanwhile, I'm continuing to strip this down, getting lots of grids and things. I've used some of the grids that I've got off this to fix the extra hydrogen thrusters there on the front. There is apparently no cargo in this thing whatsoever, which is a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping for some good, you know, maybe ion thrusters or, you know, something good. And that wasn't to be. Right, I'm kind of leaving these blocks tentatively because I don't know what it's locked onto there. There's quite a big gap. So, being a little bit cautious. And we're getting there. Alright, so you can come off. And I don't need the battery. Although arguably it would be nice to drain it in to fully charge the batteries on the ship, but I'm pretty sure the batteries on the ship are fully charged anyway, so got nowhere to store that either at the moment. Okay, I'm not sure whether that's attached. I think it is, but I might be wrong.
Low. Inventory full.
Okay, so 2 hydrogen tanks. If it's attached there, then it's presumably attached there also. So I think we can get rid of this one. It's a shame to lose all that hydrogen, but like I say, I really don't have it anywhere I can put it. And hydrogen tanks do seem to be quite common in the galaxy.
Inventory full. Energy critical.
Could switch my light off here, couldn't I? Okay, so we've got a tank there. I wonder if it would be worth just joining them onto it. Alright, let's get some energy anyway. At least we're getting oxygen back now. Yeah, unfortunately with that hydrogen tank on the front, I've lost the ability to just quickly and easily siphon stuff off it. So, either way, we want to grab a hold of that. So that's that one, and we can't move it. Okay, so it definitely is attached. And now it isn't. I was actually just going to pick the other one up with my other landing gear, but I think a better idea is probably just to join these two tanks together. So get a couple of those. Wondering the best way to do this. Yeah, I think we'll join those together and then I'll actually grind off the hydrogen tank from it. Just out of interest, I wonder if it's locked onto this. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be locked onto the connector, but it seems an awful long way away from it. No. Oh, it's just relogged, so it was the merge block it was connected to. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so now we need to figure out, kind of got to do a Splitsie here, but there's no way I'm going to get all that oxygen in my ship, so What's the best way of doing this? I'm living in fear of another Reaver blowing by, but we've got landing gear on this. Oh. Did I do? I unlocked. Oh, we're on stockpile. There we go. Yeah, I know. Magnetism's a bitch. And have some of those on, please. Thank you. So what I want to do is just move this tank out of the way. So 5. Just to save the problem with the magnetism, I'm actually just going to switch that off. I'm going to park you out of the way and switch you back on again. And then going to have to put a connector on that, I think. Where are we? 4. So make sure the stockpile is off on these two, which it is. Okay, so we'll lock that, then we'll bang our heads on there, and then we'll put stockpile on you and on you. Get you all filled up. Just give that a moment. Oh, there we go. We seem to be there. So same again, we'll switch that off. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work because I think that's got to be powered, but well, it is merge blocked, so it should have power. Okay, so you can go back on. You can get locked, and actually, just before I do, let's put stockpile on there. And that's draining nicely. Okay, should be okay to put this back on here. Sort of playing like spaceship Jenga really here. I Okay, so that's back on. That's not on stockpile, so we can leave that. And ooh, I thought that was another Reaver coming in then. So 5. Let's get back to. Make sure you're straightish. Lock you. Dampers off. Okay, you should have finished draining. And you're empty. Oh, okay. Did we manage to absorb it all? 99.97. Very nice. Okay, so we switch you off. And move you out. Again, as I did last time, I'm actually tempted to keep this array of tanks. And I guess I could do, but I think we've probably got more oxygen than we're ever likely to use. I mean, I could just dock them onto there and just have a, you know, a whole great array of the things, but honestly, I just don't think we need them. If I'm full up of oxygen and don't need any, then we'll just grind the tanks in the future and not worry about it. And if I need some, well then I'll have an empty tank to put it in anyway, won't I? So.
Inventory full.
Okay, so that's all cleared up. We might have taken some damage, but we did get some resources. How useful those resources were, not 100% sure, because we did already have pretty much all of the common stuff, and all we got was the common stuff. But it enables us to continue building, which is the main thing. I'm just going to put some more stuff in here. That'll do, and dampeners off. Yeah, so I can keep on going with the ship. I think for now I'm all out of time. Between episodes I'm going to finish off this side and try and match the other side. I'll have a think about the hinged solar panel idea, although arguably if we'd had them before, yeah, it wouldn't have ended as well as it did, would it? But I'll definitely match the side in terms of the sloping profile there. Maybe I'll bring all of that forward as well. I do like the idea of having it recessed slightly, so I'll probably kind of try and keep it recessed, maybe a block or two, but I'll see how that all fits in. But for now guys, thank you very much for joining me. Please leave comments down below regarding the audio levels, and I apologise for sounding like I talk to myself, but of course I am just sat here talking to myself, so can't really do much about that. And I do have a reasonably soft spoken voice anyway, so let me know on the audio levels please, and I will adjust accordingly. In the meantime, look after yourselves, take care, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye now.
Cosmic drifter in the night, shining stars might guide me.